Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving headfirst into something that's honestly getting a bit scary, the modern, highly sophisticated landscape of health fraud. We're going to break down exactly how cybercriminals are weaponizing artificial intelligence, how everyday grocery labels use clever marketing to trick us, and most importantly, the exact actionable steps you need to take to protect yourself and your family from these rapidly evolving threats. Let's get into it. To really grasp what we're up against, just look at this number, over $60 billion. That is the massive annual cost of Medicare fraud to taxpayers right now. We aren't just talking about a minor regulatory headache or a few bad apples here. This is a highly organized, multi-billion-dollar criminal industry that directly attacks the resources millions of people rely on. The stakes for what we're covering today literally couldn't be higher. Which brings us to a genuinely terrifying modern reality. Ask yourself, are you absolutely sure the doctor looking back at you online is actually real? Because the truth is, we are rapidly entering an era where seeing is simply no longer believing, and our health is their #1 target. All right, let's jump into Section 1, the AI deception era and virtual medical scams. Let's see exactly how bad actors are using cutting-edge tech to completely change the face of medical fraud. Listen to this quote from a recent investigation into YouTube scams. It was spoken by what looked like a super empathetic, gray-haired veteran doctor. He looked right at his 78-year-old viewer and said, "You worry your grandchildren might avoid you because of an odor, don't you?" But here's the wild part. That doctor wasn't real. He was entirely generated by artificial intelligence. These scammers are brilliant at exploiting emotional vulnerability and isolation. They create these virtual personas that instinctively grasp the anxieties of aging, making viewers feel deeply understood. People aren't falling for this stuff because they lack intelligence. They're falling for it because these AI avatars make them feel heard. And make no mistake, this is not some small, isolated operation. Recent research from Bitdefender shows that some of these fake social media pages, the ones pushing deep-faked celebrities and non-existent doctors hawking miracle supplements, have amassed over 350,000 followers. We're talking about massive, globally coordinated campaigns on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. They're using over 1,000 different deepfake videos across dozens of languages to manipulate algorithms and reach millions of people. Moving on to Section 2, the Medicare Scam Playbook and the specific 2026 threats. Let's shift our focus to how these exact same psychological triggers and new technologies are being aimed directly at our phones. Okay, here's the breakdown of the 3 biggest Medicare lies circulating right now in 2026. First up, AI voice cloning. Fraudsters can now replicate the exact tone and authority of a government official, which makes caller ID incredibly deceiving. Second, the fake chip card scam. Listen carefully, Medicare is not issuing new chip cards in 2026. Anyone claiming they need your information to mail you one is just lying. Third, scammers are exploiting the new $2,100 prescription drug cap. They'll call asking for an activation fee or your banking details to unlock those savings. The truth? The real cap is completely automatic. There is no fee, no activation, and absolutely no phone call required. And this builds right into their ultimate weapon. Notice the stark difference here between a legitimate licensed agent and a scammer. An actual, legally licensed agent walks you through a scope of appointment and gives you days or even weeks to review the paperwork and decide. A scammer? They manufacture a ticking clock. They create sheer panic, threatening to suspend your benefits immediately if you don't hand over your personal data right on that call. That pressure, that refusal to let you just stop and think, is the absolute hallmark of a scam. Which brings us to Section 3, fake cures and supplements and unlawful health claims. We're transitioning now from the phone calls stealing our data to the physical products aggressively marketed to us online with impossible promises. You know, just recently, the FDA and the FTC actually had to issue formal warning letters to 10 different companies, including brands like Live Good and Fitage Labs. Why? Because they were illegally marketing unapproved new drugs as dietary supplements, specifically claiming they could treat, cure, or mitigate diabetes. The government is actively cracking down on this because these fraudulent claims are genuinely dangerous. They can cause serious harm if a patient decides to swap out scientifically proven medical treatments for these unverified powders. So, to help you navigate this minefield, the FDA put together these 6 tip-offs to rip-offs. Basically, be incredibly suspicious if a product claims one pill does it all. Watch out for marketing that relies heavily on personal success testimonials rather than peer-reviewed science, or promises an impossible quick fix. Also, be extremely wary of the phrase all-natural cure. Remember, some plants found in nature, like certain mushrooms, are completely natural and completely deadly. And finally, if you see the words miracle cure or conspiracy theories claiming the government or big pharma is hiding the truth, you are looking at a scam. All right, Section 4, the truth about labels and marketing deception. Let's dive in and look at how everyday grocery products deceive us right on the packaging. This perfectly illustrates the exact problem we all face in the supermarket aisle. Take this Pop-Tart box, for example. It proudly proclaims it's made with whole grain in big, bold, health-conscious letters. But if you flip that box around and read the actual nutrition facts, you'll see a single serving hides 30 grams of added sugar. That's a classic marketing distraction. Flashy buzzwords on the front do not guarantee a healthy choice on the back. And check out the stark contrast here. The sweetened dried mango nutrition label is hiding a massive 21 grams of added sugar. That is 42% of your recommended daily value in one small snack. Meanwhile, the organic natural mango has 0 added sugars. They're both mangoes, but one is packed with massive amounts of unnecessary processing that over time can contribute to inflammation and chronic diseases. You absolutely have to look for the line that specifically says includes added sugars. And when it comes to dietary supplements, the rules are actually even looser. Did you know the FDA doesn't pre-approve supplements for safety or ingredient accuracy before they hit the shelves? Crazy, right? Because of that, you should always look for independent third-party testing seals like the USP or NSF logos. These independent organizations verify that what's written on the label is actually what's inside the bottle and that the product is free from harmful contaminants like heavy metals. If there's no seal, you are basically rolling the dice. Let's wrap things up with Section 5, your ultimate defense guide. We know the threats are out there and they're incredibly advanced, but you have all the power to stop them. Let's arm you with the tools to fight back. So the absolute crucial point of this entire explainer is this simple mantra, the 60-second rule. If your phone rings, someone claims to be from Medicare, and they start pressuring you, just hang up, look up the official number yourself, and dial 1-800-MEDICARE. Taking 60 seconds to do this costs you absolutely nothing, and it stops more fraud than anything else. You will never, ever lose your benefits because you took a minute to independently verify who you're talking to. But what happens if you were caught off guard and you've already shared your information? First off, take a deep breath and walk through this 4-step actionable playbook. Number 1, call 1-800-MEDICARE directly to flag your account so they can watch for fraudulent claims. Number 2, check your Medicare summary notice religiously every 3 months for any services you didn't receive. Number 3, contact Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion to place a free credit freeze on your file. That stops scammers from opening new accounts. And number 4, report the incident at reportfraud.ftc.gov so investigators can track and shut down these rings. So I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative question. In an age where seeing is no longer believing, who are you actually trusting with your health? As we've seen today, technology has made it easier than ever to manufacture authority and hide the truth. Take a really hard look at your media consumption, always read the fine print, and remember to verify before you trust. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay focused, and stay safe out there.